ఢిల్లీలోని విజ్ఞాన్ భవన్ నాల్సా నిర్వహిస్తున్న ప్రత్యేక కార్యక్రమంలో సుప్రీంకోర్టు చీఫ్ జస్టిస్ ఎన్వి రమణ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
Department of Justice, Madams, C. Indver Pandey, Secretary Women and Child Development, Mr. Ashok Jain, Member Secretary NALSA, law officers, senior advocates and members of the bar, Sri Manan Kumar Mishra, Chairman of the Bar Council of India, Sri Vikas Singh, President and the Office Bearers of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Office Bearers of the Supreme Court Advocate on Records Association, Sri Rakesh Rawat, Chairman and Office Bearers of Bar Council of India, Delhi, Sri President and Office Bearers of Delhi High Court Bar Association, media persons, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my lovable children. The sweetest welcome by the tiny children made my day. Let me begin by complimenting the outstanding and soul-stirring performance by the youngsters. A nation blessed to have such a dynamic, talented and power-packed youth is definitely distressed for a great future. I thank the teachers and the young children who performed wonderfully and made a remarkable day in the history of the NALSA. I request all of you to give applause to all of them. Today, I am very happy to meet all the Chief Justices and judges, brother judges of the different high courts, first time physically under one roof on the occasion of this valedictory ceremony of the Pan-India Legal Awareness and Outreach Campaign. We started this campaign on the 2nd October by the Honorable President of India, and now on the Gandhi Jayanti Day, and now today on the 14th November, on the Nehru Jayanti Day, we are closing this ceremony. Soon after I assumed the office, I have interacted all of you by video conferencing system and get some feedbacks about the issues. Today, I take this opportunity to share few thoughts with you. Together, we have been handling the responsibilities entrusted to us by the Constitution with utmost sincerity and commitment. The immense trust reposed us by the public at large upon the judiciary as a last resort of hope stands testimony of this fact. The Supreme Court and the High Courts are hugely conscious of the constitutional scheme, which is honored in letter and spirit. Since our decisions have a huge social impact, they should be easily comprehensible and must be written in simple and clear language. It is primarily the ability of constitutional courts to function with absolute independence and necessary boldness in the face of adversity that defines the character of our institution. Our ability to uphold the Constitution sustains our impeccable character. There is no other way to live up to the faith of our people. Poverty is a misfortune for which the law cannot take any responsibility at all. In 1933, this was apparently the prevailing view of the British House of Lords. True to be the sentiment, nothing much be done by the ruling colonial power to elevate the flight of the Indian masses. The fundamental mission behind the independence movement was to find a life of dignity and equality for all. The struggles and aspirations of our people shaped our Constitution, the document which promised us an egalitarian future. Sadly, independent India inherited a deeply fragmented society from its colonial past. Considering the same, Pandit Nehru said once, I quote, there could be no real freedom without economic freedom, and that to call a starving man free is but to mock him, unquote. The stark divide between haves and have-nots is still a reality. No matter how many cherished declarations we successfully arrive at, in the face of poverty, inequity, and deprivations, it will all seem pointless. Despite our being a part of a welfare state, benefits are not trickling down to the intended beneficiaries at the desired levels. People's aspiration about leading a dignified life are often met with challenges, one of them primarily being poverty. This is where initiative like this awareness campaign launched by NALSA on Gandhi Jayanti Day assumes great importance. The schemes and activities of NALSA act as a necessary bridge, ensuring access between the benefactors and the beneficiary. The work we do at NALSA is essential for a healthy democracy. The endeavors that are initiated by NALSA are probably the only means to access to justice to certain sections of the society. Today, on Nehru Jayanti Day, we have gathered here to mark a momentous achievement. In 42 days, we reached all corners of the country and made our presence felt. Standing in the midst of all of you, I feel privileged to be part of this institution which broke many barriers to fulfill the needs of the people. The history of this country is a witness to how the constitutional courts, keeping the principles of a welfare constitution in their heart, have strived to stand up for the marginalized in this country. Today, I can state that we all have sincerely worked to live up to the aspirations of the framers of our Constitution. The Indian judiciary has always remained in the forefront in shaping up this welfare state. The decisions of the constitutional courts of this country have enabled social democracy to thrive. All the members of our judicial family transform the social orders and give justice, social, economic, political, and cultural in such a manner that the people secure what was promised in the glorious preamble. As the head of the family of state judiciary, the chief justices and the senior most judges must take care of all judicial family members of the state. As judges, if we have any problems, we cannot approach anyone else. The state judiciary, being closely associated with the people, has to be sensitive and aware about their problems and particularly difficulties. In particular, it needs to be cognizant about both victims and as well as accused and must facilitate their emergency needs. After all, the law needs to operate humanly. Remember, it is the trial court which is approached first by a woman in distress, a child in need of care, or an illegal detainee. As I have stated before, people who are suffering do not look for well-dressed, erudite lawyers or colossal court buildings. All they want to be relieved of their pain quickly without exhausting all their resources. We all have to work together to promote a sense of belonging with the justice delivery system among the public. Therefore, especially in societies such as us, an efficient legal aid service forms the backbone of a proficient justice delivery system as it brings people closer to us. Now, after this 42 days awareness campaign, we must be prepared for the next level of challenges. We all must get ready to manage new justice seekers and their myriad needs. Especially, the emphasis must be placed in popularizing methods of alternative dispute resolution, such as mediation and lok adalats. In the past few years, the legal service authorities across the country have done a stellar job by facilitating speedy dispensation of justice through the aforesaid mechanisms. Secondly, at the grassroots level, we need staff and volunteers who are specially trained and sensitized to accommodate the needs and sensitivities of the victims and their families. Today, the birth anniversary of Nehru is being celebrated all over the country as Children's Day. It is befitting that we are launching schemes primarily targeting children. To achieve the object of such schemes, we must also consider maintaining staff who are trained in child-friendly legal aid and other specialized skills such as psychosocial support. It is imperative for us to diversify our workforce to include people from all sections, as we are striving to make our services accessible and inclusive by making it available in local languages. Another focus area can be children who are dragged into the criminal justice system, especially those belonging to marginalized communities. This is where retrospective justice come into play. Legal aid practitioners, especially trained, empathetic individuals from local communities, can make a huge difference by joining the legal aid movement, can make a great change. As stakeholders in their communities, they are the best persons to guide children in restorative path. Moreover, the importance of law students in our legal aid movement cannot be underestimated. An active interest by the younger population in eradicating the existing social problems will definitely pave the way